Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Picture this. You've just blown out the candles on your 65th birthday cake. Maybe it's chocolate with that gooey ganache you adore. Maybe it's vanilla with a swirl of buttercream that takes you back to childhood. And you're standing there, surrounded by a few balloons, some wrapping paper crumpled on the table, staring down the barrel of a whole new chapter in your life. The kids are grown, maybe even giving you grandkids who call you Pop or Nana. The career's winding down, no more 6 a.m. alarms or inbox floods, and you've got this wide-open stretch of years ahead that's yours to shape however you darn well please. It's exciting, isn't it? A chance to kick back, sip coffee on the porch without rushing, chase the hobbies you've shelved for decades, maybe finally learn that guitar riff, or plant that rose garden you've sketched in your head 100 times. You're thinking, this is it, my golden years, my time to shine, to live it up after all the hustle. But hold up a sec. Old age isn't just a free pass to the sunset, not without a few potholes lurking on the road. After 65, there are some sneaky traps waiting to trip you up. Little pitfalls that can creep in so quiet you don't notice till they've dimmed your spark, sapped your energy, and kept you from thriving the way you deserve. Today, we're diving deep into 4 big ones. 4 habits, missteps, or mindsets that can quietly drag you down if you're not watching your step. But don't you worry. This isn't about doom and gloom. Not even close. I'm not here to scare you into hiding under the quilt with a flashlight and a tub of ice cream. Nope. This is about shining a light on those traps, spotting them before they snag you, and sidestepping them with some smart, doable moves so you can set yourself up to not just survive these years, but absolutely thrive. Full of life, sharp as a tack, loving every sunrise like it's a personal gift. So grab your coffee, your tea, maybe that herbal blend you've been meaning to try, settle into your favorite spot, the couch, the rocker, wherever you feel at home, and let's unpack these 4 traps you can avoid after 65 to make your golden years the richest, brightest, most kick-ass chapter yet. If you're already pumped to hear this, feeling that little buzz of, yeah, I need this, drop a quick 1 in the comments. I'd love to know you're here with me, ready to roll on this journey together. Let's kick things off with a trap that sneaks up so soft and subtle, you might not even clock it until it's wrapped around you like a fog you can't shake. Letting your social circle shrink down to nothing. You hit 65, and life starts shifting gears in ways you don't always see coming. Friends retire and move to sunnier states, chasing golf courses or beach condos. Some, sadly, pass on, leaving gaps you can't quite fill. The office crew you used to swap stories with over lukewarm coffee fades into distant memory. Maybe a holiday card if you're lucky. Maybe you're not driving as much anymore. Those night trips feel dicey. Or the grandkids are halfway across the country, too busy with soccer and school to visit like they used to. Your phone stops buzzing, the mailbox stays empty longer, and it's tempting to shrug and think, I'm good on my own. I've got my Netflix queue, my paperback stack, my routine dialed in. Heck, maybe you've even got a furry buddy, a cat purring on your lap, a dog snoozing by your feet, and that feels like enough company most days. But here's the kicker, and it's a big one. After 65, isolation isn't just a quiet house or a solo evening. It's a sneaky health thief that can rob you blind if you're not careful. Studies pile up on this. Folks smarter than me with clipboards and white coats say loneliness can jack up your risk for depression, crank your blood pressure, mess with your sleep, even nudge you toward dementia. Hitting your system as hard as chain smoking or slugging through life without ever leaving the couch. Your brain needs people, plain and simple. Those random chats over a fence about the weather, the belly laughs at a terrible pun, the hey, how's it going from the guy who delivers your paper. It's not just warm fuzzies, it's fuel to keep your mind sharp, your heart ticking, your spirit humming. Think of Linda, 67, a woman who'd spent her life as the queen of connection. Bridge club every Tuesday, church potlucks where her casseroles were legend, barbecues where she danced till the stars came out. She was the glue, the one everyone called when they needed a laugh or a shoulder. But then her husband passed, cancer, quick and cruel, and her best friend moved to Florida for the grandkids, leaving Linda in a house that echoed too loud. At first, she brushed it off. I'll be fine, and started pulling back. Skipped the bridge games, let the phone ring, figured she'd manage with her tabby cat whiskers and her knitting needles clicking away. A year slipped by, and her daughter Jen noticed the shift. Mom wasn't joking like she used to, forgot where she parked the car, seemed foggy, distant, like a light had dimmed. Linda waved it away. Just getting old, honey. But Jen pushed, got her to the dock, and the verdict hit. Linda, you're not connecting, and it's wearing you down. Body and soul. It wasn't age, it was absence. The fix didn't need to be some grand social overhaul. Linda wasn't about to throw a gala. Jen started small, dragged her to a senior center twice a week. Nothing fancy, just card tables, lukewarm coffee, a handful of folks shuffling decks. Linda griped the whole way. I don't need new friends, I'm too old for this. But then she met Sue, a widow with a raspy laugh and a cat named Muffin, and something clicked. They'd gab about cat hair on the couch, swap stories about their husband's terrible fishing trips, and soon Linda was hosting tea at her place. Little cups, big laughs, a spark creeping back. Her memory sharpened, her smile widened, and Jen said, Mom, you're you again. You can dodge this trap too. It's not about a packed dance card or a phone blowing up with texts. Start small, real small. Call an old buddy this week, just 5 minutes. Hey, remember that time we got lost? Wave at the mail carrier, chat up the cashier about the rain. Join a walking group. Doesn't have to be a marathon, just a loop around the park with a nice day, huh? Tossed in. Maybe it's a library book club, a coffee meetup, even a Zoom call if getting out's tough. It's not about quantity. It's about a thread, one connection to tug you back into the world. Keep it alive and watch how it lifts your whole game, your mood, your mind, your everything. Now, let's slide into a trap that feels like a reward you've earned after decades of grinding, but it can sneak up and bite you if you lean in too hard. Overdoing the treat yourself vibe, especially with food and drink. You're 65. You've punched the clock, raised the kids, paid the bills. Why not live a little? That extra slice of pecan pie with the whipped cream you love, the third glass of Pinot Noir because it's Tuesday, and why not, the whole bag of salt and vinegar chips, while you binge that gritty crime show you're hooked on. It's your time, right? No boss barking orders, no alarm clock screaming at dawn, just you and your pleasures, kicking back like you've always dreamed. And don't get me wrong, a little indulgence is golden. Life's too short to skip the good stuff entirely. But here's the catch. After 65, your body's not the same forgiving machine it was at 40 or even 50. Your metabolism's slowing down like a car coasting off gas. Your muscles are thinning out if you don't nudge them. And what used to be a, whatever, I'll burn it off snack can pile on pounds, spike your blood sugar, clog your arteries, or mess with your ticker faster than you'd ever guess. Take Jim, 68, a guy who'd spent his life swinging hammers on construction sites. Tough as nails, broad shoulders, the kind of man who'd eat a double cheeseburger, wash it down with a six-pack, and still climb a scaffold the next day without blinking. Work kept him moving, burning it off, no worries. Then retirement hit, and Jim leaned all the way in, steak every night with a side of mashed potatoes drowning in gravy, whiskey till midnight. I deserve this mantra on repeat. 6 months rolled by, and his belt wouldn't buckle anymore. 2 notches out and still tight. His knees started aching under the extra 20 pounds. His back groaned when he bent to tie his shoes, and his doc laid it out cold. Jim, your blood pressure's through the roof. Your cholesterol's a mess. Cut it back or you're looking at pills for life. Maybe a heart scare if you push it. Jim laughed. Big, gruff, I'm fine, doc. Until one night, chest tight, breath short, he thought, this is it. Didn't end him, thank God, but it woke him up. The fix wasn't about swearing off everything he loved. Jim wasn't built for kale smoothies and misery. It was balance, slow and steady. He swapped steak every night for grilled fish a few times a week, salmon, flaky, with a lemon squeeze he grew to like. Kept the whiskey to a weekend pour, 1 glass, savored it instead of chugging. Threw some carrots in with his chips, not a salad guy, but it worked. He wasn't starving, wasn't punishing himself, just smarter about it. Dropped 10 pounds in a couple months, knees quit complaining, slept through the night without that heavy fog. You can skip this trap too. Next time you reach for that extra, hit pause. Swap one treat for something lighter. A walk around the block, a glass of water with a twist of lime, a handful of nuts instead of the whole bag. Maybe it's breakfast. Trade the sausage stack for oatmeal with a drizzle of honey. Still tasty, less load. It's not about denying yourself joy. It's about keeping your engine purring smooth so you've got years to enjoy the ride, not just a sprint to the finish. Here's a trap that's trickier because it feels like wisdom till it turns on you. Clinging to, "I've always done it this way," and dodging anything new like it's a plague. After 65, you've got a lifetime of know-how stacked up. How you brew your coffee just right, fix the sink with that one wrench, organize your day down to the minute. It's your system, your groove, and it's tempting to lock it in tight. This works, I've made it this far, why mess with a good thing? Change feels like a hassle. New tech's confusing, new routines throw you off, and you're thinking, I didn't need a smartphone at 30, don't need one now. Fair enough, you've earned your stripes, no question. But here's where it gets dicey. Sticking to the old playbook can box you in, dull your edge, and leave you brittle when life shifts under your feet. Your brain needs a workout, new puzzles, new skills, new anything, to stay nimble, and your body needs fresh moves to keep the creaks at bay. Picture Margaret, 66, a woman who'd swear by her rotary phone, click-clack dial, cord tangled just so, and her recipe cards, handwritten, stained with decades of spaghetti sauce. No smartphone, no microwave, no fancy nonsense for her. I've lived this long without it, I'm good. Her kids begged her to try, a basic cell just for emergencies. Mom, please, it's not hard. She fought tooth and nail. I've got my landline, I don't need that junk. Until a storm rolled through, power out, lines down, and she couldn't call anyone when the basement flooded. Panic set in, she was stuck, helpless, and it shook her hard. The fix didn't mean tossing her old ways, just stretching a little. Her son sat her down, handed her a flip phone. No apps, just calls and texts, and walked her through it. First text to her grandson, "Hi," took 10 minutes, full of typos, but she laughed. "Well, I didn't break it." Then she tried a yoga class at the rec center, grumbled about the spandex crowd, bunch of hippies, but her back stopped creaking after a week, and she'd hum doing Downward Dog. She wasn't rewiring her life, just cracking the door open, and it kept her humming, sharp, ready for whatever. You can dodge this trap too. Pick one new thing this month, doesn't have to be big. Swap the crossword for a podcast. True crime, gardening, whatever hooks you. Try a recipe off YouTube, maybe a soup. Nothing wild, just different. Walk a new route down that side street you've ignored, see what's there. Maybe it's tech. Send an email, fumble through it, laugh at the mess-ups. It's not about ditching what works. It's about keeping your gears loose so you don't rust out when the world spins faster than you expect. Last trap's a real doozy because it feels so safe, so earned, till it's not. Sitting too much, letting your body coast on autopilot. You're 65, you've punched your time card for decades. Why not claim that recliner like a throne? Binge that detective show till the credits roll, nap when the mood strikes, let the world spin without you lifting a finger. No deadlines, no rush, just pure, unfiltered chill. Sounds like paradise, doesn't it? You've got the remote, the snacks, the blanket just right, and you're thinking, this is what I worked for. But here's the rub, and it's a tough one. After 65, too much sitting isn't rest. It's a slow fade that creeps up and steals more than you'd guess. Your muscles weaken without a nudge, joints stiffen like old hinges, circulation slows to a crawl, and it's not just about feeling creaky, it can shave years off your run. Docs say it ups your odds for diabetes, heart trouble, even falls that land you in a cast or worse. Think of Tom, 69, a guy who'd lived for the golf course. Every Saturday, rain or shine, swinging clubs, cracking jokes with his buddies, striding fairways like he owned them. Retirement hit and he traded the green for the couch. I've earned it, he'd say, remote in one hand, bowl of pretzels in the other, TV blaring cop chases and courtroom dramas. A year slipped by, and his wife Patty saw it first. He couldn't climb the stairs without huffing, red-faced, gripping the rail. Then he tripped on a rug, barely caught himself, legs shaky like he'd forgotten how to hold him. Patty nudged. "Tom, you're rusting out there." And his doc piled on. "Move or lose it, man. Your heart's begging for it." Tom rolled his eyes. "I'm not jogging. Forget it." But the fix wasn't a marathon, just motion. Patty dragged him outside, 5 minutes around the yard, him grumbling, "This is dumb," her cheering, "Keep going, old man." Then he added stretches by the TV, awkward bends during commercials, muttering about looking silly. A week later, he walked to the mailbox, no cane, no huffing. Months in, he was swinging a club again, not pro level, just steady. feeling alive, not achy, grinning at Patty like a kid. You can skip this trap too. Stand up right now, shake it out, take 10 steps around the room. Tomorrow, add a bit, dance to that old Motown track you love, stretch while the kettle boils, shuffle to the driveway and back. Maybe it's a lap with the dog, a sway while you brush your teeth, small, silly, yours. It's not about a gym membership or a 5K. It's about not letting your body forget how to roll, keeping it primed for the years you've still got to crush. These 4 traps: shrinking your social world, overtreating till it hurts, resisting the new, sitting till you fade. They're quiet as whispers, sneaky as shadows, and they'll dim your golden years if you don't watch them. But sidestep them with a thread of connection, a dash of balance, a sprinkle of curiosity, a jolt of motion, and you're not just dodging bullets. You're thriving, sharp as ever, strong in your bones, soaking up every day after 65 like it's a gift you tore open with both hands. You've earned this chapter. Don't let it slip. Grab it, shape it, live it loud. If you're still here, vibing with this, drop a 2 in the comments. What's one trap you'll duck? Or a fix you're gonna try? Share it below. Your spark might light someone else's fire. Digging this? Smash that like, hit subscribe, ring the bell. Let's keep thriving together. Catch you in the comments.